This lady just said, do not be around people that deny reality. So they'll say and do things, and then when you bring it up to them, they'll act like it never happened, they never did it. So my dad is like this, and one time I was recording him while we was having a conversation, and I basically exposed him, and he self-destructed. Like I literally watched this man self-destruct in real time. I'm actually no contact with all my family members, but around like 2021 or 2022, when I had got my first apartment, me and my dad was fake trying to rebuild our connection. I didn't have the apartment when I reconnected with him. I was in a homeless shelter when we reconnected, right? So then I ended up getting my apartment, and it was one day, like I ain't gonna lie, I struggled real bad in my apartment because I didn't have like the security and the safety of my parents, because like I told you, my dad discarded the whole family, and then my mom also had discarded me. And so I didn't have a lot of guidance. I didn't have parents that taught me financial literacy, how to do credit or how to handle credit. I don't even freaking know, but my parents didn't really teach me nothing. I couldn't even stay with them to save up to get my first apartment. I had to stay in a homeless shelter and save my money there. So, yeah. So after the fact, it was like I came to my dad and I asked him if he could help me with my power bill because they was about to turn my lights off, y'all. In my first apartment, my lights stayed off, y'all. Basically, he told me he was gonna help me. He took me around to the crisis center, right? But I think they was closed. You all know what the crisis center is. Sometimes they'll have funds available for like government assistance and stuff like that. So he took me around there. They was closed. So then he was like, "Oh, I think I could put it on my credit card." Like he basically was alluded to him not having it either. Like he didn't have the money. And my dad was the type of man, he always had money. Like he always had to keep money on him because he's a narcissist. Some narcissistic people know that they can only have access to people through money. So he kept money on him. So he was like, I could put it on my credit card or something, XYZ, da da da. So then boom, we pulled up to the power place, to the whatever it's called to go pay the power bill. That's what we pulled up to, right? So he was like, we got to talking, right? And then all I know is we had fell into this deep conversation about my upbringing. Now, my dad was very abusive during my upbringing, but he's also the type of parent, he will not admit to any of the abuse he did. He's one of those. When we started having this conversation, something in my brain told me to start recording him, bro. So I started recording him on audio, but I didn't tell him I was recording him because the conversation low-key started getting heated. Well, so while we having a conversation, I told my dad, I said, yeah, because I remember that time you made me quit my second job. My dad he made me quit my second job because he was afraid that I was going to be making too much money and I was going to be able to move out. So he made me quit my second job. So I brought that up and I was like, I'm not going to lie, that really made me feel some type of way. So as soon as I bring that up, I swear to God, my dad going to say, I remember when you was in 5th grade and the school called me because you signed your name on some letter threatening to beat some little girl up. I told you about something that you did in your 40s and you talking about something I did when I was 10 years old. So when he said that, bro, it threw me because my dad, when I had reconnected with him the second time after he discarded the whole family, he tried to act like he was so saved and sanctified and all this, that, and the third. It was all an act. So when we got into this conversation, this was the first time I really saw his mask crack. So boom, I was recording him the whole time, right? So long story short, he got to saying something. Then he tried to go back and say he did not say it. So that's when I was like, oh, yes, you did, because I've been recording you the whole time. Y'all, when I told that man that I was recording him, I thought that man was going to fall out and die. Like, literally. And then my dad already had medical problems. He was like, when he found out, he was like, you recorded me. Now, keep in mind, my dad like to try to act like he cool, calm, and collected. Like, yeah, like he's so, my dad the type of person, he like to present himself like he's so educated and cool, calm, and collected, which he is educated. I'm not saying he's dumb, but I'm saying the way my dad be acting around other people, that's not how he act around, that's not how he act behind closed doors. Like, I promise you, right? So soon as I told him that I was recording him the whole time, he started cracking up, y'all. His whole everything changed, demeanor, all of that, the mask that he tried to put on went out the window. Oh, you recorded me? Oh, you recorded me? Oh, that's crazy. So When he started acting like that, like I told you, my dad got medical problems. His eyes started getting big, y'all. He started moving around, like his voice was shaking. And I was like, you need to calm down so nothing bad happened. He was like, yeah, because you wouldn't care. If I just fall out and die, you wouldn't even care, would you? You wouldn't even care. This man started acting crazy, y'all. And it didn't dawn on me. The reason why he started cracking up so bad when he found out I was recording him is because he knew exactly what he was doing. I used to think that my dad genuinely did not know any better. When he would try to deny reality and say things didn't happen when I know for a fact they did, he knew what he was doing. He knew for a fact that stuff happened. But for some reason, it's like he done had developed this protection mechanism to just lie and deny. I thought he genuinely may have forgot. Whole time, no, that man remembered. So when I told him I was recording him, that's why he about self-destructed. Because he realized if I was recording him, he can't sit up there and lie. Oh my gosh, y'all. If you have a narcissist in your life and you want to see them self-destruct, record them saying something and then see if they gonna admit to it. If they don't admit to it, play that recorded back. You gonna see, like I'm telling you, they gonna self-destruct.